I feel very confident, very happy having found the gentle birth program, also community, the workshop that we attended. That certainly helped, boost the confidence in pregnancy, in childbirth. And yeah, just happened that actually our little man arrived much earlier than we thought, a couple of days after gentle birth workshop we attended.
But it was nice to see that even though he arrived a bit earlier, she was completely ready to cope with all those challenges that we would be otherwise very afraid of. So from the very beginning, and we could see how helpful it was for us in general.
Absolutely, yeah. It was both, I guess, mental preparation as well as on a physical level, like really hearing about all the hormones, what is happening physically in the body, how to understand it first of all, and how to react, how to help yourself. That was super useful, as I say, along with mental mindfulness, breathing techniques, those things.
I particularly was afraid that, we began talking about it some weeks before, actually. It wasn't that early in the pregnancy. And I was a bit afraid that we would be told that there's a magic trick that, takes all pain away, that nothing like that will happen, and that magically you will go there and it will be really, really easy. It's not about that. It's really about, there might be some challenges, but it's about how to cope with that. And this was something that I was positively surprised, and I can really assure that helped very much. There is no magic trick that will take everything away, but it will deal with anything that happens. And that was very nice.
Feeling positive, I guess. As I say, it's a fantastic resource for support, for questions, reassurance. I found it absolutely reassuring, really. Yeah, I think that's the main thing.
And I remember also that when we were there in the hospital, I remember the workshop we were saying that when you go there, you will really see who went through this, who had the course and who didn't. And you really can see, I think this woman, of course, each person has a different level of pain and they cope with that differently. But I was seeing this kind of despair and all this sorrow, and although she was obviously having to face and deal with that surgeries that were coming, it was just like, what, is that all? What's happening here, You are this good. I mean, of course, there were a few things like the pressing that was very good. Thank you very much. I almost I forgot the thing, so it wasn't my fingers was there, but I was seeing that and seeing how she was doing was, wow, this is fantastic. I really want to, tell about this to anyone that might be in doubt about it, because it's great.
Well, I think in general the labor, it took rather long, but what we did during that time was we were literally boosting oxytocin levels in all those different ways that we've spoken about. So it was a beautiful sunny day, so we went walking around town, shopping, going to parks, ate something nice. Eventually, I started watching some cute puppy videos.
For me, it's something that we're still using this word nowadays, even a few weeks after he was born. Mindfulness, think of the, now. Because it's easy to forget about this when you have this screaming little boy or child, and you are worried about what's happening, and you are worried about what's going to happen next. No. We are really sticking with that, and we are really thinking, let's enjoy that he's quiet now, and oh my God, this is so cute. But and when he's not quiet and he's screaming, let's just think of this and not think that maybe we'll need medicine or we'll need to go to a doctor. No, let's focus on now. And for me particularly, that was something that I brought, and I think it's staying.
Absolutely. Yeah, for a few reasons, really. I guess first, pregnancy naturally brings up much more questions than sequential ones. For that, also in our, I guess, situation, there are not so many, family, friends over here in Ireland that had babies, so we were one of the few that had them recently. So, in regards to preparing for childbirth, I found it super useful as well. Again, not having so many people around to advise you, to help you with certain questions you would have and that kind of stuff. So certainly, very highly recommended, absolutely, yeah. Even now, I don't know if it's a coincidence, but quite few couples are expecting babies, so we're totally telling them about gentle birth all the time.
Forget your prejudices first. Also, don't think that it's a magical thing. You need to do there's a role that you need to play. So there's something that you need to do, but if you do that and you truly believe, it's really helpful. It really works. So I think that's something that we can say, because I even remember seeing some other couples' faces in workshop. They were a bit reluctant, accepting things. I'm sure most, even more for fathers, I'm sure they were feeling the same I was. Kind of, how do we do this? How do we speak about this to the midwives? And adapt that. Even when we were there, the midwives were really, oh, you are a gentle birth couple. This is so good, and we want to do the best we can to help you to go through this. So okay, that's grand. So in that regard, even this fear that I was feeling before, that we would have all our things in our minds, and then we got there, the hospital wouldn't really help us with that, even that was gone. So it's really a win-win situation.
And maybe one tip again is to stay away from negativity that surrounds childbirth in general. And yes, sometimes you need to stop yourself from people telling you stories. Sometimes you even have to stop yourself from news that are flowing in, and then often that's usually on the negative side. But focus really on the miracle of life, that is just about to happen or is happening. I think, we can probably say thank you in a few languages that we're speaking, and our little man is going to be speaking. But it was super useful, reassuring. It was a fantastic, really, I think, change of end of the pregnancy and childbirth.
And again, as a witness, say that really helped her. She was really amazing. I was really impressed. I was really at some point thinking, oh, this is actually easy. I remember thinking more than once during labor that, well, it worked. It was amazingly effective. And it happened to us that we went to the workshop, 4 days before? It was supposed to be 3 weeks before, but changed. But yeah, I think that's what we have. Yeah. It's great. It helps, and definitely recommend and encourage.
It's encouraging as well. I think when we're leaving labor ward, the midwives, they gave us hugs and said all the best. See you in a few years. Looking at me, and then they looked at Fernando. They said, "Hey, she didn't say no," so I guess that's a good sign.